78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty ldbc. Smash the like button and hit the subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, please share this video. Check it out, man. Eddy Reynoso's team, once again, another guy that's associated with him, that has trained with him, that's associated with his gym. Another guy has tested positive for banned substances. Now, this fighter this time that tested positive is Rodriguez. Okay. Now, Rodriguez just fought. Now, this is Francisco Rodriguez. He just fought about 2 weeks ago. Had a great win. Everything was looking great, and everybody was praising him until today. It comes out that he tested positive. They haven't said what he tested positive for, but they say it's an adverse findings, and that they were going to test his B sample. And if the B sample is positive, then the fight will be overturned. Okay, I haven't seen a lot of hoopla about this. When Ryan Garcia, another Eddy Reynoso guy who was associated with Eddy Reynoso, at least, Ryan Garcia tested positive. There was a big hoopla from certain boxing fans. A certain element of boxing fans was all over the internet defending Ryan and how this is all set up and all rigged, okay? And nobody wanted to let Ryan take responsibility for his actions. But Ryan went and pled guilty to taking PEDs to the New York State Athletic Commission while telling his fans Bill Haney and Devin Haney and P. Diddy and all these other people had something to do with why he tested positive. But secretly, he went to the New York State Athletic Commission and told them he did it to complete. And that's why he only got a year, okay? Canelo Alvarez, the king of the juice. Canelo Alvarez tested positive in 2018 under Eddy Reynoso for clenbuterol, all right? Canelo, I was live when it happened. I was doing a video, and somebody came to my comment section and said, "Hey, man, you heard about Canelo? Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol." I said, "Oh, man, they're going to just blame that on tainted meat in Mexico," because everybody knows that in Mexico they give the cows clenbuterol. So that's the perfect excuse for a lot of Mexican fighters, is to say that it came from the cows. However, the amount that he had in his system is not consistent with coming from some tacos that you ate. Sorry, buddy. You got caught cheating, all right? Then you had, who was the other one? You had, Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez got caught up, and Oscar Valdez didn't take it. He took a banned substance. It wasn't a steroid. It was a diuretic, I believe. Oscar Valdez, who was a former champion connected to Eddy Reynoso, training Eddy Reynoso's gym. Julio Cesar Martinez tested positive for clenbuterol in 2019 out of Eddy Reynoso's gym. And this is a guy who's with Eddy Reynoso, and he tested positive a year after Canelo. So this is not a coincidence. Luis Neri, he tested positive, another Eddy Reynoso guy. All right. So with all these guys, that's 7 people that tested positive under Eddy Reynoso's banner. And this is not normal, period. I don't care what nobody say. This is not normal. If this was Derrick James and you had Earl Spence Jr. testing positive, you had Anthony Joshua testing positive, and you had one of the Charlos, that's all it would take. Just those 3 right there, it would have been an investigation. You would have had Suleiman coming out talking about it needs to be an investigation. You'd have had all the sanctioning bodies coming out acting like something need, you know what I mean? Whoever it was. If this was Bomac, if this was Bomac and his fighters, Keyshawn Davis started popping dirty, Terrence Crawford popped dirty, right? It'd be investigations. Why is Eddy Reynoso allowed to continue to cheat the sport of boxing? Enough is enough at this point, okay? If Eddy Reynoso got nothing to do with this, then he needs to start banning these guys from his gym. He needs to do what Freddie Roach did. You remember back in the day when Manny Pacquiao kept getting accused of taking juice. Freddie Roach, and this is why I believe Freddie Roach, I don't know. I can't say I believe him. I'll just say this: Freddie Roach came out and said, because Freddie Roach came out and said that he fired Alex Ariza because there was so much controversy about Pacquiao and so many rumors about Pacquiao juicing that he should see Alex Ariza giving Pacquiao these shakes. So he asked Ariza what was in the shakes, and Ariza refused to tell him. So Freddie Roach said, "Look, man, I gotta know because I'm the trainer. If something happens, I'm responsible. I gotta know what my fighter has in his body." And Alex Ariza said, "Well, if I tell you what's in it, then he don't need me. You can just make the shakes yourself." So then, allegedly, of course, and then so Freddie Roach fired him. Okay, said he banned him from the gym. All right, so that's what Eddy Reynoso has to do. Right, if you really have nothing to do with these guys popping dirty, then you have to create. You need to have a meeting with all your fighters, a mandatory meeting, emergency meeting, and sit down and say, "Listen, this is my namesake, right? This is my legacy. My legacy is on the line here. I don't know what you guys are doing, but y'all keep popping dirty, all right? You are responsible for what goes into your body. You and you alone are responsible for what goes in your body. You as a fighter, you're supposed to know what you're taking. Stop taking protein shakes and eat you some chicken and eggs, okay? Eat you a steak, all right? That's all you got to do. It's very simple. Stop buying all this over-the-counter stuff if it hasn't been tested, right? If it ain't been tested, you know what I mean? You need to stop getting stuff from GNC and all these websites and stuff like that because that stuff, a lot of that stuff is tainted. A lot of that stuff is not FDA approved. It's not being produced in a clean, sterilized manufacturing company. A lot of these things are being. Some people are making pro hormones and illegal stuff in the same factories that they're making creatine and protein powders, and they're not taking the time to clean out and sanitize these situations. They're just not doing it because it's too costly. They don't want to pay the employees and stuff like that to do it, so they take the easy route. There's no FDA inspectors coming in to check them. So if I'm telling you, if what I would do if I was a fighter and I want to take some supplements, I would go to Snack with Victor Conte, because Victor Conte he used to be the juice man. Victor Conte already got in trouble, got caught. Now the FBI is watching, and he's an informant. Victor Conte is an informant for the FBI. So the FBI is watching Victor Conte like a hawk. Victor Conte has to produce everything quality control. All his if he say he's producing ZMAs, then that's what it is, ZMAs. If he say he got multivitamin for men and amino acids, that's exactly what's in there because they watch him. They watch it. He can't afford to make no mistakes. So y'all got more smoke for Victor Conte because of who he used to be than y'all do for Eddy Reynoso on who he appears to be today. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. What needs to be done in the sport of boxing to fix this cheating? I think it needs to be harsher penalties for guys who pop dirty. I can understand that sometimes this stuff is tainted. However, a lot of these guys are cheating on purpose, and you can't keep using the tainted excuse. You can't. I mean, that means you're not learning from the other people's mistakes, right? If one guy gets something that's tainted and he gets suspended, another guy gets something that's tainted, he gets suspended. By the time you get to the third guy, you can't use that excuse no more. No, because you shouldn't have learned from the last two people. So you can't use that excuse no more. You got to start giving stiffer penalties to these guys for cheating. And this is what Turkey I'll shake. I appreciate Turkey coming into the boxing game and throwing the money around and helping these guys, exposing the frauds. If you really want to be a fighter, then step into the ring, come get this money and fight, right? However, Turkey, I would like to see him have stiffer penalties or push for stiffer penalties for drug cheats. He got to stop taking it easy on these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Stop taking it easy on them. You know what I mean? This is a dangerous sport of boxing. People get hurt. One blow can end a person's life. So we got to start taking this serious. This is not baseball where somebody's taking a bat and hitting the ball, and everybody and that caused Congress to get involved because somebody took a bat and hit a ball out of the stadium. That was so scandalous. It just took over the news media. Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire and all this old nonsense and Barry Bonds. But you talking about fighters, people who punch other people in the face for a living. Or in the case of MMA, people punch, kick, elbow people in the face for a living, and we sitting out here with these ridiculous penalties for PEDs. So somebody's gonna get hurt one day. One of these days, somebody's gonna get severely hurt. We already got a lot of fighters in boxing getting hurt, right? We already got a lot of fighters ending up in comas and stuff like that. But one of these days, they're gonna catch one of these guys with PEDs in their system when somebody get hurt. Because for all we know, they already did and just covered it up because they didn't want to have no lawsuits. 78 Sports TV. Salute to the mighty ldbc. Smash that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm up out of here though. Deuces.